Hey everybody, welcome into another edition of Make Every Second Count Live. Now tonight is going to be a super special episode, and I am your host, Jeff Marconette Jr. Sorry I did that out of order, but Jeff Marconette Jr., the award-winning international Make Every Second Count speaker. But we have a good friend of mine, Hillary Gooden, who is going to be teaching us simple tricks known as the 3 B's to better your health. So hang on, get in your seats, get some pencil and paper out, and write all kinds of notes. Share this video out with all kinds of people because we want everybody to hear these 3 tips for better health. All right, so I'm going to bring Hillary up. Hillary, how are you?
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Great. It's good to see you tonight. So, if you would
Oh,
go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, what you do, and why you do what you do, that would be awesome. But I'm going to be inviting some people on my phone and sharing this into a few groups. So, I am paying attention. Don't think I'm not, but I'm going to be looking down my phone for a minute. All right.
all right. So I am Hillary Gooden, your Vibrant Life Coach, certified lymphology expert, speaker, author, and pastor. And I empower busy women leaders, not just women, but especially women leaders 40 plus with strategies to transform their health and by reducing stress, by increasing their uh, by increasing, excuse me for that, increasing their energy, their clarity of mind, so they have better health, better sleep, boosted immunity, and vitality. I absolutely believe you got the power to help your body, help you live a more vibrant life by having better health.
Now that is pretty awesome. I have to say so myself, and I think everybody out there would like to live a vibrant life, and I think it's awesome and something that is needed in the world that you are trying to help people out with. So, why exactly is it that you wanted to do this stuff in life?
Well, I had a problem, and I still sometimes have a problem with a chronic cough. And I realized that that chronic cough was not just because of the foods I ate or anything like that. It had to do with stress and anxiety as well. And I know there are a lot of people that have that kind of problem. I also found out that inflammation was at the base cause of it. And there are so many people that are dealing with um, different kinds of sicknesses and illnesses in the body that are stress related, and that because of that stress, and it causes the inflammation to build up, and it's just like a cycle that needs to be disrupted. And so I found a way that helped me, and certainly I wanted to help whoever would listen, because I became a certified lymphologist dealing with the lymphatic system. And that's where I found out, oh my God, this is not something that's widely talked about. Although now there are more in the medical field that are doing research and different stuff, and allowing the doctors to know more about the lymphatic system.
All right, so I'm sorry, I have to ask here. What is the lymphatic system? I mean, I don't know, so probably most people don't know what the lymphatic system is.
Okay, so the lymphatic system is like the garbage disposal of your body. It helps to remove toxins, cellular waste that gets built up around your cells and your tissues, and can cause pain, lack of energy, just so many different kind of conditions. And when your lymphatic system is active, it works sort of like a vacuum, that vacuum cleaner, so to speak, that vacuums out those excess buildup that gets stuck and becomes stagnated around your cells and your tissues. Like when it happens in the eyes, they call it glaucoma. It happens in your joints, they call it arthritis. And depending on where it's happening in the body, they've given it so many names. But when you really come down to the bottom denominator of what is at the cause of most illnesses, you'll find that it's a problem with inflammation. So if you can remove the inflammation, you can reduce and eliminate symptoms that people have because of it. And so the lymphatic system, it helps all the other systems of the body work more effectively as well.
That's pretty awesome. Now, how did you find this out? Your chronic cough led you to do what in order to learn that the lymphatic system is something that we should be taking care of?
Yeah, I was on a journey. I had gone to my doctor, and I was just this cough, it's like it would just come out of nowhere when I would get anxious, and I would go from being okay from 0 to all the way 10, dealing with that fight or flight syndrome, that flight or fight effect on my body, where I would be short of breath, I'm gasping for breath, my heart is beating fast, and I'm just trying to live. And I
Yeah.
asked my doctor, I said, listen, is there something that I can take that's natural? Is there something that somewhere I can go that I can get something that's natural? Because I really didn't want to do pharmaceuticals. That's just with me. And she looked at me so, I will never forget the look on my doctor's face that day. And like she maybe thought I was a plant or a spy or something. I
Yeah.
didn't understand it all until I started coming into the information that I know now. But she looked at me and she said, she dug her hand in her pocket and she drew out a inhaler. She said, you need to use an inhaler like I do for the rest of your life, period. And she stuck it back in her pocket and she left. And she had left me with a prescription to get an inhaler and whatever else it was for. And I just sat there and I was thinking, I don't think I'm going to do that. And so when I left her office that day, I said, you know what? There's got to be something.
Yeah.
It's got to be something that's natural that can help. And that's when I started searching. And I came across a guy who was interviewing another guy who had been given up by his doctors to 6 months to live. And so I was really tuned in to hear more about his story, because the guy that was interviewing him, he was all about natural raw foods. That's all he ate was raw foods. And so I said, let me hear what he's saying. And this guy, he said, my doctors gave me up. I was trying to, deal with that. And somebody introduced him to another man and said, listen, the man told him, he said, I can help you, but you have to agree that you're going to do everything I tell you to do. He said, I might as well. I might as well, because the doctors, they don't even want to see me anymore. And so he said the first thing that the man told him, I guess they had to be talking a little bit about his life and everything, but the first thing he told him he needed to do was to forgive. You need to forgive any hurts, any stuff from your past. You need to deal with that stuff first. And I thought, wow, this is really interesting. I leaned in for more. But then he finally got to one of the topics that we're going to talk about, bouncing. And so that he could work his lymphatic system. And I was like, his lymphatic system, what is that? What does that do? And he worked with him for over, I'm not sure now what the period of time was, but his health turned completely around. And he's still living and speaking about, going internationally speaking about his life and where he was to where he is now. And so that led me to say, well, let me look up the guy that helped him. And I looked up him, and then there was a guy that helped him. I looked that guy up. I was just like, just a full blown on a journey for more. I could not get enough. I would study at night and come home from work tired, full day at work, come home, get right back into my research and my studying. And when I would look up, it was time to go to work again. And I hadn't been to sleep, wide awake. It was just, it was like I was like a sponge. And so finally I found out the person who all of them had learned from. And he was the one that came up with um, the what do you call it? Not a formula, but he broke it down on how the lymphatic system really worked, and even the International Association of Lymphatic Lymphologists accepted him from America because they're mostly in Europe, all over Europe. They invited him to come to speak, and then they invited him into his association, into their association of lymphologists. And there were not that many from America, so he was really honored to be in that group. And so I got certified through his International Academy of Lymphology here.
That is
That
awesome.
was a lot.
Yes. Guys, tonight we are talking to Miss Hillary Gooden about the lymphatic system and these 3 simple tasks that you can do to better your health. Now, they all start with B's, so that's why I call them the 3 B's. But I would first like to take a minute here and say hi to a few friends of the show. So, hi to Sherry Lynn Clark. I hope you're doing great out there. Hi to Ben Bruce. Hi to my dad. Hi to Casey. Hi to Sarah. Hi to Brittany. Hi to Nicole. Hi to Marilyn. And I just actually heard from this lady for the first time today. Her name is Marilyn. I haven't gotten a lot of information on her yet, but she's a really cool lady, and she reached out because she saw a previous episode, which I find awesome. So, guys, if you would please tell us where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay in the comments. And don't forget to share this video out. Introduce other people to the 3 B's, because we're going to be learning something to get us all healthy. All right. So if you would like to go ahead and jump into number 1, Hillary, I'll let you go ahead and do that.
Okay, we're jumping into the 3 B's now.
Yes.
Okay, so the number one thing to better health is bouncing on a mini trampoline. I found out that is the number one way to activate your lymphatic system. When I found that out, I thought God must really have a sense of humor. I love it. And so the lymphatic system, like it works in tandem, so to speak, with the cardiovascular, with your blood, the blood system. And so the blood has a pump. That pump is the heart. It pumps the blood away from the heart and back to the heart. The lymphatic system does not have a pump. You are the pump. That's why movement is key. But bouncing on a mini trampoline is even better. When you bounce, your feet does not necessarily have to leave the mat. You're doing what's called a health bounce, a gentle bounce. And we also call it lymphosizing, so that you understand that this is about lymphosizing, working your lymphatic system versus getting a full-blown cardio, sweat producing workout. This is about the lymphatic system. So it doesn't take that much to do it. When you bounce at the bottom of the bounce, that's where the check valves along the lymphatic system open up. And as they do, the lymph fluid begins to rush up through the body and allows the vessels to do their work as that vacuum. And especially in any place where there's stagnant fluid, a stagnant cellular waste has built up. And so the more active your lymphatic system is, the better your health is going to be overall. It also helps the digestive system, the nervous system, the cardiovascular, the what else kind of system we got? It helps all the other systems in the body. So, when you do it, you can do 3 to 5 minutes of bouncing and a day and find that your health, you'll begin to see different things depend on what's happening in your body begin to turn around. So if you need increased energy or you need pain to be reduced, that's one of the first things that you'll notice that it'll do. If you find that you can't sleep at night, it helps you with that. It's, a lot of people say, man, I could sleep really good and without tossing and turning, they have a rested sleep. When I wake up, I'm ready for the day. Help you with clarity of mind. If you're dealing with brain fog, you find, man, I'm forgetting things more than usual. You would be amazed at the difference just from doing a few minutes every day. You can do more. People say, well, how much bouncing should I do? I always suggest starting off a little bit, and then you listen to your body, because I don't live in your body. You live in your body.
You
So
don't live in my
and
body?
especially if you have a chronic illness, you may want to start doing it just a little bit at a time, because you don't want too much going on with those toxins and things, and overwhelm the system all at one time, because you will find that you have fun too.
All right, I have a question. You say bouncing on a mini trampoline. Can you bounce on other things? I mean, I have friends that like to sit on those fitness balls, those like 65-inch fitness balls. Can they
Yes.
sit on those and bounce? Will that have the
Yes.
same effect
Yes, you
as?
can use the fitness ball, that big ball, to sit on it and bounce. That will help. And some people don't have the energy, or because of their condition or what they're going through, to be bouncing, really jumping up and down on the trampoline. You can sit on the mat and bounce. So that's the same effect as sitting on one of those exercise balls. You can stand on your feet and lift your heels up and down. That will help. Walking will help.
Yeah.
The thing is, in our society today, Jeff, so many people are sitting down, sitting still
Yeah.
at their computers, at their games in their hands or whatever. That sedentary life, just not moving. Get up and move is what I say. And if you don't have a mini trampoline, find something that you do enjoy doing and do that. Move your body. God intended that we move our bodies because He knew our lymphatic system was going to need us to help it. That's why I always say you got the power to help your body help you,
Yeah.
because the body knows what to do. But if you won't do your part, it makes it hard for the body to do what it would do naturally if you did a little more, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. All right. That is amazing. Now, I love that number one. It is bouncing, and that is the first of three B's. So bounce with me, guys. We'll just go like this.
Yeah,
Will
you can
that
bounce
work?
in your seat.
Yeah, will that work?
I love it.
Will it work though?
Yeah, you can bounce like that. There was a story of this one man. His wife was really sick. He heard about the bouncing, but she was too ill to put on a mini trampoline. So what he did, the doctors told her she needed to be bedridden for whatever period of time. And he was like, this is she don't seem to be getting any better. So what he did was got on the bed, he straddled her, and he bounced on the bed. And over time, she began to get better where she can get up and move around and stuff. So There was another man who his wife wasn't herself, and she just was sitting still, not wanting to talk, not wanting to do anything. She always loved to cook, but she just didn't have it in her to want to do any of the things she usually loved to do. The daughter said, "You know what, Dad? I heard about the mini trampoline and how that can help." So she bought them a mini trampoline. He would sit his wife on the trampoline, and then he would get behind her and gently bounce. And after a few days, he said she just got up one from the thing, and went to cook a meal. And he was like, "Oh my God, it's working, it's working." And then after that, she would get on it herself and just bounce a few minutes every day, So it really works. Sometimes people think that it's too easy, but God, the way He made things is so all of us can benefit, even children. So yeah, sometimes things seem really easy, but I would dare you to try it.
That's awesome. Mary Lynn says in the comments, let's bounce together. And then Ben Bruce says, I'm already bouncing. So I find that
Yes, I
awesome, guys.
love it.
Thank you for your interaction on this. And please give us all kinds of comments. Let us know what you're thinking. If you have any questions, don't feel afraid to ask those because I will get them answered for you. All right, so number one was bouncing. If you would like to go on to number two, I'll let you do that.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yes.
I thought you were talking to the audience.
Nope, sorry.
Okay, I'm done with bouncing.
All right, so
Number
if you
two.
can go on to number two, we can go right ahead.
Okay. Okay, so number two is breathing. You said, well, I'm already breathing. I breathe every day. But you know what? A lot of people don't breathe properly. So I always say, breathe and make it work for you. Okay, so the problem is most people don't know how to take a deep breath. I was looking at a lady Sunday, and my mom told her, because she was a little anxious, kind of nervous about speaking in front of everybody. She said, take a deep breath. And she just went through something. Her shoulders were all up. And I was looking, I was like, wow, she don't really know how to take a deep breath. So it's a simple way to know whether you're taking a proper deep breath. And so for those that are listening, and for you, Jeff, I would just ask you to do this simple little test. Put one hand on your stomach, one hand on your chest, and we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And so on the count of 3, we'll start. So 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One more, breathe in, breathe out. Now, did the hand on your stomach move, or did the hand on your chest move? Can
Both?
audience please answer that question if you did this
All right.
little test? And Jeff, I would ask you, which hand was moving, the one on your stomach or the one on your chest?
Both.
Both. Which one seemed to be moving the most predominantly?
Chest.
Okay. And so most people, when they take a deep breath, they go, the shoulders go all up and everything. That's what you call a shallow breath. When you breathe down through your diaphragm, that's like down where your belly is, your stomach, when you breathe in, your stomach will push out. And when you breathe out, when you exhale, your stomach will come in, will contract. And so that's how you can practice. Because for a lot of people, it seems backwards, seems really awkward. What did she say here, Brenda? Okay. It seems really awkward. And so, I would tell people to practice that by putting your hands on your chest. When you breathe in, your stomach should push out. And when you exhale, your stomach should come back in. And if it's still all up in your chest, that is not going to help you as much, because what happens when you breathe a proper deep, which when you breathe a proper uh, deep breath, and it goes down into your lungs. What's so amazing is it goes deep into your lungs, where the rich blood is at the bottom of the lungs. When you breathe a shallow breath, it's at the like the top. You know, the lung shape kind of small at the top and larger at the bottom. And so that air only goes to like the top part of the lungs and doesn't go deeper where the rich blood is to help bring that up to circulate to the body. I hope that wasn't too difficult or too much for
No,
everybody.
I
But
like that activity that you gave us there. Like,
and see, that's shallow breath all day long. And then the other thing I learned, and this is gonna knock your socks off. Another thing about breathing properly is breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. Does that seem simple? Does that seem like,
that's how I
mind
breathe.
blowing? Yeah, to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. We have a lot of people are called that the doctor and stuff will call them mouth breathers.
Yeah.
They breathe
Now,
in and out through their
you
mouth.
said this was a shallow breath all the way. So, can you explain
Yeah.
how this was?
Yeah. See, when your chest is going up and down and you don't feel it going down to where your stomach is pushing out, that's a shallow breath. So you almost, that's why I say putting your hand on your body, or just putting your hand on your stomach so you can tell and practice when you breathe in. When you get to the point that your stomach is pushing out, and when you exhale, your stomach goes back in, that's a proper breath. That's a proper breath. And the main thing is breathing in and out through your nose. I tell people, listen, your eyes were meant for seeing, your ears were meant for hearing, your mouth, well, it was meant for a whole lot of things, right? But your nose was meant for breathing. And God has a system in place to filter the air that comes in. Well, first, to warm the air that comes into the body, because your body is like 98 degrees. And so the air that's coming in has to be warmed. Then the other thing that happens is the air is filtered to filter out airborne toxins and different things that are happening so that it doesn't get trapped in your body. That's what nose hairs and all that stuff is for, right?
Yeah.
And then the best part of that is that your body knows how much air is needed so that you don't do what's called over breathing.
Over
And
breathing.
that can lead you to other issues. And so the way you breathe during the day is the way you breathe at night while you sleep. So if you have sleep apnea, or you find that when you wake up in the morning your mouth is like a desert, totally dry, you've been sleeping with your mouth open, which means you need to practice during the day. I mean, be mindful of yourself, of when you're just sitting. Sometimes I watch people and I see them just sitting still. They're maybe concentrating on something they're working on, or they're just watching TV, and they sitting like this, breathing in and out through their mouth. That person, when they sleep, they're snoring, or they got sleep apnea. They got something going on at night that that's gonna uh, frustrate their sleep. That's a lot, but that's basically
It's
what I wanted to say about breathing.
all right. That's awesome. And I just wanted to show you that Ben Burr says you are a great teacher.
Thank you.
All right. So
Thank you so
we
much.
will go ahead and get into number 3 now. So go ahead.
Okay, so number 3 is bare feet. And I said, you know, they say boots on the ground. I said bare feet on the ground. When you put your bare feet, you know, most of us, when was the last time you had your bare feet in the grass?
Well,
You know, when was the
long
last
time
time you
ago.
did that? Most of us don't do it. We'll go, you know, like they talk about forest bathing. That's really great. Uh, or, you know, you went walking or whatever. But when is the last time you just had your bare feet in the grass?
I
There's a
I
great
don't.
exchange. There's a great exchange that happens when you do that God created for us to be in touch with the earth. And when you, how can I start this off? When you're most people's bodies have a positive charge of electrons. The way to neutralize that or to ground yourself is immediately when you put your foot on the grass or concrete or sand, immediately like that, you go from 7 point whatever the number is to 0.0000, whatever that number is, however far it goes out. You get grounded, just like they have to ground electricity that comes through the house. You
Mm-hmm.
know, in the same way, you get grounded immediately. And if you will allow your bare feet to be on the ground for like 20 minutes at a time, you will find that the first thing that I've found, and most people have much better sleep, much better sleep. Inflammation is reduced greatly. You know, I was walking up the stairs to my house and I was having a little stiffness in my leg. And I hadn't, you know, the weather had been bad and it couldn't go out there grounding in the snow. I'm here in Chicago. And so it was a good day. And I was getting ready to go in the house and I know my leg was, I didn't feel like walking up those stairs. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put that foot on the ground and just stand out here in my backyard for, you know, about 15 minutes I did. And then when I put my shoe back on and I walked up the stairs, it was liberty in that leg, you know, and I was like, man, I just love this so much, you know, and everything that I promote is easy, natural, and drug free. That is my passion for those that are looking to find ways that what they can do. You know, I never tell anybody not to continue seeing your doctor, not to follow your doctor's instructions, not to stop taking your medication. I'm not a medical professional, but what I know will help you. What I know is true and it works. And this is something you can do
Yeah.
because you're breathing anyway. That's
Yeah.
why I say you're breathing anyway. You might as
Well,
well
you
make it
hope.
work for you. Bouncing on that mini trampoline, you don't need your doctor there. You know, your doctor is not there with you now as you bounce. Your
No.
doctor is not with you every moment that you're breathing. And your doctor is not going to be with you in the park or in your yard while you're barefoot, you know. And it can make you feel so good and it can help so many conditions by because there are negative neutrons in the earth provided by God freely for all of us to get in touch with to be grounded. All I can say is try it for yourself.
That's awesome, Hillary. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy evening to be here with me and my guests and everything. But I am going to tell everybody one last time that the 3 B's to better your health are bouncing, breathing, and bare feet. Don't forget to go barefoot on the ground outside because it's going to change your life. I can promise you. Hillary says it's
Yeah.
true, so it's true. It's guaranteed to work. All right, guys. So, Hillary, do you happen to have any contact information you would like people to have?
Well, they can contact me on Facebook, Hillary Gooden, on LinkedIn, Hillary Gooden. I'm pretty much, you can find me at Hillary Gooden almost anywhere. If you're interested in a free 20-minute clarity call, you can contact me at bit.ly/speak with Hillary. That's a capital S and a capital H on my name. bit.ly/speak with Hillary. And I'd love to have that time to see what's going on and how can I help.
That's great, and I thank you one more time because this has really shown people how they can make every second count through the 3 B's to better their own health. And that's what this show is all about, helping people get from where they are to where they want to be, no matter what they're going through at the present moment. But guys, and Hillary, I need you all to do me a favor. I need you to make every second count. Why, you might ask? Because you never know when the seconds are going to run out on your one life. So be sure to join us back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will help you make every second count. All right. Thank you so much again,
Thank
Hillary.
you so much.
You have a
I had a
fantastic